Myers. I actually was introduced to Atomy in March of this year, and I fell in love with the product. And the first product I was introduced to actually was Hemohim. I was at that time, just came out of it was in November, so I was in diabetic coma, so I had so many health issues. And then I was introduced to Hemohim by my sponsor, and actually it changed my life. So today I'm going to share with you the story of Hemohim, because the more I know about this product, the more I actually appreciate the product, and I appreciate the scientists that actually created this product for us. So Hemohim, so how was it created? So the scientists in the Korean Atomic Research Institute, I'm sorry, I always say Kerry, so I kind of have to get it together. So the scientists over there, they were actually exposed to radiation, and then every time they were working over there, so they were basically their immune system started slowing down, and then they start getting a lot of diseases, and then it was hard to cure. So they went to the government, the Korean government, and they asked them if they will help them research some product that actually can help them establish a great immune system, so they will stay healthy, and then it will be, and that can help a lot of people. So the government in the beginning said no, and then they didn't stop, so they continued. And then afterwards, the government gave them 3 conditions. They said, yes, we can do this, as long as you use all the product locally. You don't get to actually import or export any products from the outside. And then you have 10 years to come up with the product, and you have to have with you only 15 PhDs. So the scientists, pardon? Yeah, and then you have 10 years, am I right? Yeah, you have 10 years, and then they gave them $5 billion, okay? Million? Sorry. Oh my goodness, so I got it all wrong. So they gave them $5 million. So the scientists, basically, they actually, they did it in 8 years, and then they come up with a product, and then they searched it in the Atomy Cancer Center. And they used 15 PhDs and 30 researchers. So they come up with a product, and when they tested it, they found out that this product actually, what it does, it protects your immune system. It is an anti-inflammatory, and also it is patent for immune, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. It's antioxidant, and also patent for hematopoiesis. Wow. So if you want to know, basically, the immune system works like this. If we talk about lymphatic system is composed of, the lymph nodes on our throat, the bone marrow, the tonsils, the thymus, the spleen, and then lymphatic system. That's the whole lymphatic system. So what happened? Basically, the lymphatic channels on our fingers and on our palm, the drainage drain in our elbow and under our armpits. See, when you have infection on your fingers, the leukocytes over here try to get rid of that bacteria. And then you can, over here too, you get those lymph nodes inflamed, so that way it can protect you from all these harm, like free radicals that came into your body. And then if we have something on our face, on our skull, it goes here, behind our ear, or right here around our neck. Sometimes the kids, when they get tonsils inflamed or anything like that, so you can see the lymph nodes on their neck is inflamed. That's because the leukocytes is actually trying to protect your body. So, and then, I'm not going to go through everything, but just to explain why the immune system is very important. And then if you have anything on your feet, then it goes behind your knee, or it goes on your groin. So the immune system is very, very important, especially the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system, if we talk about the spleen, we know that the spleen filters the blood, and also it filters it helps, to attract the red cells, the dead red cells. So they get rid of the bad fluid on our body. That's what the lymphatic system does. So the immune system, so what hemohim does, hemohim shelters our body from any diseases that comes. So because it protects the NK, it actually contributes and promotes in actually duplicating the NK cells, which the NK cells, basically, that's actually what kills the bad bacteria. It protects us from any harm that comes to our body, basically. And then we know that when we are having asthma, allergies, or we have nose inflammation, or we have any inflammation, that means that we actually have something in our body that our body cannot get rid of. So that's why we get all these, we get all these things. And also our protein in our body is not working properly. So hemohim can actually help with all these symptoms, and it can actually lower the symptoms, like when we talk about the protein in our body. And also, why do we have to take the supplement? Don't we all eat artificial stuff? I mean, even if we try to actually not eat bad food, sometimes you don't have time, so you're always gonna eat something bad, am I right? So we're gonna eat sweets, some people will drink alcohol, some people will do so many other things. But we do need something to actually protect our body and help our leukocytes and actually protect us from any harm. And we're all gonna get stressed out, am I right? Number one thing that actually helps in actually reduce our immune system is the stress. Because everybody deals with the stress in a different way or in different situation. Also medication intake that has so much side effects and has so much interaction as well in between, other medication that people take. So basically, honestly, for me, hemohim is actually, everybody should take it. If our scientists basically, were taking it and they found out that, they have to stay alive because they are higher grade, the researchers, that's why the government invested so much money. In the beginning, hemohim was sold in Korea by $1,200 for only 30 packs. And the government did not like that. The government want that product to be available for a lot of people. So they contacted the CEO of Atomy and they told him, we actually want this product to be available for a lot of people because we know the effect and actually how this product will help promote a better health for a lot of people. So they started with 35 packs for, I think, 120, for 125. Yeah? Yeah, for 125. And then it went to 40, and then it went to 50 packs, and then it went to 60 packs, and you guys know now what the price, 125 to $92 right now, that if you are a distributor. So they tested the hemohim, and they found out when you actually have a cancer, your leukocytes and your hemoglobin and your blood cells became very low. So what does the hemohim actually do is it actually duplicates the red cells, and also it helps stabilize the leukocytes. And just from the name of hemohim, hem means hemoglobin, and the hemoglobin actually it carries the oxygen from the lungs throughout the body, so it's very important to have a good oxygenation in our body. And hem, H is actually hematopoiesis, and that's the production of the red cells, which is very, very important. And then I is the immune, and M is the modulation, which is the regulation, to regulate the process of the body. So the NK cells vitality it's produced in the bone marrow, which is part of the lymphatic system. So what it does, it destroys the harmful cells directly. And then the cytokine, it signals the transmission of the protein. So we know when our protein in our body is not working properly, that's when we get a lot of inflammation diseases, you know, like arthritis and so many other things. So it helps, the cytokine, it helps stabilize that protein in our immune system. And then one thing that, you know, which is the main role of the hemohim is to enhance the immunity, which is our immune system, because our immune system is very, very important. If our immune system is not healthy, we are very dysfunctional, no matter what we do. We are very functional. We are very functional in our cognitive, in our emotions. We are very functional in our cardiovascular. We are very, basically we can't do without a healthy immune system. And then the immunocytes vitality, which is, that's actually what defend our body. I mean, we're always, like I said, we're gonna get sick. If we try our best to be healthy, there's always someone who's gonna cough and spit on us, and then we got their bronchitis, or we got their pneumonia, you know, or we got their cold. So we can't stay away from the environment. So we have to protect ourselves. Is it for everyone? Absolutely. I would recommend it for everyone. I'd rather pay $92 than go to the doctor regularly and then feel bad all the time and not be motivated than me going through the doctor and get antibiotics that would have more harm in my body than actually, you know, benefit or more benefit to my body. So I think it's very important to actually continue on improving your immune system. Even if you're a healthy person, it's still good for you because it gives you energy, and also it keeps you focused, enhances your memory. So, and it's also anti-diabetic. It's like for your cardiovascular. It's good for smokers because when you smoke too much, you cause inflammation on your lungs. So a lot of people develop COPD, which is coronary artery, coronary obstructive pulmonary disease. So people will develop that all the time when they're smoking. So because it has anti-inflammatory with the plant Angelica radix, so it actually reduces that inflammation. So people that are not having swelling problem or having asthma or anything like that. So it's good for so many other things besides cancer. You know, nobody wants to have that, and you can get cancer nowadays very, very easy just from food, from water. From, you know, you can't run away from your genes either. If you have it in the family, more than likely you're going to get it. But even with genetic testing nowadays, they're not really accurate 100%, so you don't know what you're going to get anyways. So to protect, you have to protect yourself, and then in order for you to live longer and be happy and have a better life. I think Hemohim is for everyone. I think everybody should take it. And how many people here tried Hemohim?
We all did.
Did you guys try it the first time you tasted it? Yeah? Well, I thought it was bitter in the beginning, but would I actually do without Hemohim? Absolutely. Yeah, it's worth it, isn't it? So I actually cannot do without Hemohim. It's not a must for me, it is a choice, and I choose to do it because I want to live healthy and have a better life. And you know, like here, we have a Hemohim in this picture. You see how, you know, sometimes kids, even if they're young, they can develop allergies. They can develop them from food, they can develop them from deficiencies in their bloodstream. So we don't know what causes these allergies. And a lot of kids, if you know in your family members or friends, they always have some kind of eczema, some kind of atopic dermatitis. Well, you know, Hemohim can take care of it because it heals from the inside out. And then we have a person here who is in the United States, and he heard that his father was actually dying, and he went to travel to Taiwan. So he went to Taiwan, and this is his father when he first got there, and within 3 weeks after. You see? So Hemohim, I can't say it's actually a medication, it's actually a supplement that can create and can actually improve so many things in your life. And I think it's worth it to try it. Another good product is Regency. It's actually called in the Oriental medication the king of the herbs, because people were like in the Oriental medicine, they used it for 2,000 years. And they used it to cure some diseases like diabetes, hypertension, erectile dysfunction, and also they used it for circulation. And I know because I take this product. You know, when you're diabetic, you get numbness in your fingers. And I also noticed it with some patients. When I introduced the Regency to them, the circulation in their, in the bloodstream start getting better. And I do also therapy on the patient has ulcers, diabetic ulcers. So I recommended it to my patients, including myself, and I see a huge improvement. Not only that, if you search about the genocides, they're doing a huge study on Regency, genocides, and the memory. They found out that if you want to prevent the memory loss, forgetfulness, dementia, and Alzheimer's, you need to start taking this Regency. We all know that the memories are very important to us in our lives, and we always find someone who has Alzheimer's or dementia, and all that memory is faded. They're almost like babies. They just became to life. Now, they're only 1 year old. You don't want that to happen to you or to the loved ones. And I think us, the females, because we do so many things in life and we're scattered and we're spread so thin, we do need this for our neurotransmitters. We do need it because it helps support, our body from getting tired, but not only that, it would help us focus, and it gives you energy as well. So for students who likes to study and they have a focus problem, this is the best product you can recommend to your friends, to your children, and it does help you focus and stay. Actually, I have the doctor I work for, his daughter, she has problem with studying, she's in medical school. She loves Regency. She said she can study for hours by just taking the Regency. So I think it's another good product. So probiotics, we all know that our digestive tract, control between 70 to 80% of our immune system. But in that 70 and 80%, 50% of that is controlled by the probiotics. Probiotics means life. That means if our probiotics is not working properly, we can't basically, absorb them. The probiotics rule is to absorb the nutrients from the food. Let's say you want to eat an apple. Apple has high fiber. So if the probiotics on your body, in your microbiome is not working, so that apple is just wasted. Because the probiotics were so weak to actually filter that nutrients from the apple. So you can get that fiber. The same thing with proteins, the same thing with everything. So they found out that I read a lot of research, and I know I have problems myself, so I'm a believer of probiotics. But not only that, because you can't get it all the time from your food. You're never gonna get the juicer, the juicer, and then, what do you call it? So you can make you a smoothie. So, sorry, I got a little bit nervous. Try to. So, and then make your own probiotics, because you gotta do, parsley, you gotta do cucumbers, you need to put the lemon, you need to put so many things. So how much time do we have to do that? No, we can't. But also because what kills the probiotics? What kills the probiotics is sweet, artificial sweeteners, alcohol. Pollution in environments can affect our body and can affect all these good bacteria. Also, antibacterial soaps, chlorine in our food, stress. And then when people are depressed and they have stomach problem, more than likely because of their probiotics. So with Atomy probiotics, why I think it's the best probiotics? Because probiotic comes in liquid or pills or some other form. This probiotics is antioxidant. It comes in a single packs, and every pack is sealed correctly. So, and it's, you can carry it anywhere with you. And every pack has 10 or more, which is they have 12 actually. They have 12 lactobacillus, which actually it helps break down all the food. It helps the absorption as well. So, and not only that, it has 3 billion. So, if the doctor told you, you need to take probiotics, but you need to take 10 billion, how many of these can you take? Yeah. So you can take 4 even, and then you still know the measurement of how many you're taking. That's the beauty of this product. Every package tells you the amount, the strength, and it is actually hygiene, you can never get it contaminated. But if you take the liquid and you store it in the fridge, what happens to it if it's a probiotic? It loses its benefit. And when you take the form of pill that has gelatin, has color food, what that does to your guts, it even kills your bacteria more. So we are actually having a good product over here that can improve the quality of life, can actually help the absorption of the nutrients, can diminish all these recurrent UTIs, because a lot of people, they get, UTIs, and they get so many, yeast infections. So the probiotics helps you have the stomach comfort as well, because when you don't have that comfort on your guts, what happens? You get headaches, you get sluggish, you are unfunctional, you can't eat anything, and then if you choose to eat something, most of the time people eat sweets. They feel comfortable eating a rice, and then one small cup of rice turn into a bowl of rice, turn into 5 bowls of rice. So then these people, they start saying, oh, I think I eat too much. I think I am so bloated. I think I gained so much weight. But when your abdomen is bigger than your waist, what that means? That means that you have digestion problem. That means that your probiotics, the 50% of those probiotics are not working properly for you. And then you get depressed. Then you start yelling at your kids, but you don't know why you're yelling at your kids, all right? Hi, moms. We do it all the time. And then you're, oh, okay, I gotta go take my probiotics, because it has to do with probiotics most of the time. And, if you look at this lactobacillus over here that we have 12. And the recommended dose actually is 3 billion if you don't have any problems and you just want to maintain it. Because when you are sick, and we always do, we take what? What do we take when we get sick? Antibiotics, am I right? And what they do? They kill the good cell, the good bacteria, and the bad bacteria. How long does it take you actually to recover this bacteria? Sometimes months. Sometimes months, because a lot of people, like diabetic patients, when they get urinary tract infection, they get hallucination, and their parents or their children, they don't know. Oh, she's so confused. Why she's confused? Because she was in the first probiotics,